and we'll be back next week to recap it. But before we do that, we're gonna go down to the college ranks. We're gonna go to week 5, preview week 5 in the in college, and our game of the weeks here, and it wasn't as good as it was last week, but this is a very sneaky, underrated slate of games here. There's some really good games that are going to be going on, and I believe last week I had Notre Dame, Ohio State as my game of the week, and I'm going to stick with Notre Dame, and where game day is going to be. The first time ever, game day travels to Duke, where it is Notre Dame, Duke. It's going to be the battle of two potential first-round quarterbacks in Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard. And Duke is they're playing well. They got off to a hot start by beating Clemson at home. And Notre Dame, we're going to see how they bounce back from a heartbreaking loss where it felt like they controlled most of that game. They should have won if they had 11 players on the field in a critical time. But we're going to see if this is the same old Notre Dame, or if we're going to see if Notre Dame comes and plays with their hair on fire and goes and plays like they are the better team and takes care of them.
I was going to pick that one, but I'm going to go Oregon State, Utah. I know Oregon State just came off of their loss versus Washington State, but you got to think, is it Reisner?
Cam Rising.
Rising. I knew it was an R something. He's got to be coming back any time. How Utah's
that game is on Friday night too.
Impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and Utah needs him.
Oh, they need him big time. If they want to win this game, they need him. Like, without a doubt, there's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. Like, he has to play. Otherwise, they are screwed.
Rising and Reeser.
Reeser, that's their backup's name?
No, Rising in Reeser Stadium. That's what the stadium's called.
Interesting.
Like the old macaroni and potato salad.
Potato salad company, yeah.
Yep.
So let's just say, guys, I'm glad I have 3 games down because you two clowns took both of my first 2 options.
I love it.
Those are the 2 ones I had down, so my bad.
So, but I got a third one here, and I'm going to go LSU Ole Miss.
Ooh, I had that one written down as well.
I saw that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Texas, Kansas as well, and Washington, Arizona. I also had as a Pac-12 after dark game.
I had Texas, Kansas written down. God damn it, I forgot about that.
Ethan's team to win the Pac-12, the Big 12 to start the year. But for me, this game it's more about Ole Miss than it is LSU, because like Dylan said, is this going to be the same old Notre Dame team? Well, is Ole Miss going to be able to come in and win this game? Or are they just going to be the same Ole Miss team they got a fiery coach who fits in the SEC? You know, they got a good roster, but, you know, at the end of the day, they can only win 8 games a year. Because if you lose back-to-back weeks against Alabama and LSU, I'm sorry, at some point, Ole Miss, you're going to lose 2 more games this year. And it's just going to be another, a so-so 8-4, maybe a 9-3 type season in Oxford, but it's not going to pan out too much. And, you know, if you're LSU, again, this is another opportunity to really just put the clamps down on this conference in this division and say, hey, you know what? The only time that we lose is when someone beats us. And when I say so, I mean them. Because, you know, Florida State, you know, LSU, if they gave that game away in the first half, and then you beat Arkansas last week, you beat the brakes off of Mississippi State, you can get another SEC West win. You know, that's huge, you know, come November, because you're going to need them. So, but again, this just comes back to Ole Miss. They need this, because if not, they're just the same Ole Miss team. Yeah, talented 8-4 team, but come November, we're not thinking about them.
Yep, and LSU they escaped narrowly against Arkansas, which is just it just seems par for the course for a Brian Kelly coach team, where it's the highs are really high, and then they find themselves in games where they are the superior talented team, and then they find themselves in it and find a way to pull it out. But it's also just one of those things with LSU. It is, I'm not going to be shocked if they win. I'm not going to be shocked if they lose. So